Now in this lesson we're going to make a real classic when it comes to mother sauces, because we're going to make an Espagnole sauce. And it is a really nice sauce. It's tomato based with some bacon, and the stock we're going to use is a dark brown stock, and it's made of beef. So it's a dark brown beef stock. You could also make it with a dark chicken stock, but then it's not really an Espagnole anymore, but that's a delicious preparation as well, just FYI. Now, to begin, first melt your butter on a low heat, and once it starts to bubble, then we're going to add our vegetables. Now the butter is melted and it's starting to sizzle, so we can add our vegetables. I'm gonna add some chopped onion, some chopped carrot. I have some lovely bacon over here, which we're going to brown as well, and then the garlic. The garlic you could add later on as well, but I like to add it now to give it some color, because otherwise I feel like it's a bit too strong. So the garlic flavor, it can really be a bit punchy, and I like it when it's a bit mild, so when you have like the toasted garlic. So add your vegetables and the bacon. Then change the heat to a higher heat and really ensure that you get some color on those vegetables and on that bacon, because color is flavor. So that's what we're looking for. I'm gonna render the fat of the bacon as well, just to give it a bit of crispiness. And then we're going to add our flour. And with our flour, we're going to create a roux. A roux is a kind of thickener. When we deglaze the whole thing with our stock, it's going to thicken the sauce, and this is going to create a lovely velvety texture. Now, just keep on stirring every now and then to prevent it from burning and to create that lovely color. Okay, now I'm happy with the color. The onions start to soften, the bacon is starting to render, and on the bottom there is a lovely fond. So now I'm going to add our flour, and then I'm gonna keep on cooking it while stirring it till the flour also starts to toast. This will create a lovely nutty flavor. Normally when making a roux, you always need to cook your flour to prevent it from tasting floury once the sauce is finished, and also to help with the thickening. But now I'm gonna toast it even more, or I'm gonna cook it even more to toast and create a lovely flavor. So add it and keep on stirring. The roux has a lovely color. As you can see, it's really the toasty light color, and yeah, it smells incredible. It smells a bit nutty. Super happy with that. So now I'm gonna add our tomato paste, and the tomato paste, it's also a thickener, and it will create a lovely color as well. I'm gonna add it, I'm gonna cook it for, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes to let the acidity of the tomato paste fade away. So just add it and keep on stirring. Now the tomato paste has a lovely color, the acidity is gone, which means we can now deglaze the pan with our brown stock, our beef stock. Do this in multiple times, because you don't want to add it all at once, because then there will be a big possibility that there are lumps. So just add it in, let's say, 5 parts, keep on stirring, keep on bringing it to a boil while you're adding it, because that will thicken the sauce. Now, let's do the first part. Now, when working with a roux, it's always super important to work with hot and cold. This means that in this case, the roux was hot, the stock is cold. It can be the other way around as well. You can let your roux cool down and then add hot stock, but I always prefer it this way, because otherwise it needs to cool down, you need to bring this to a boil. Yeah, this is hot anyway, this is cold anyway, so it makes sense. But it's super important because it will allow a better thickening to form. I've added all the stock, so now I can add our herbs and our fresh tomatoes. The tomatoes, I've just removed the stem, cut them in 4, and then it's super easy to add them. And the herbs are some beautiful bay leaves and thyme. What I usually like to do is I like to bundle them together into a little bouquet garni, that's what it's called. This is super easy if you want to blend something and then take it out later on, because otherwise you need to remember, like, okay, I added 4 sprigs of this, 2 bay leaves, this and this and this. Super difficult. That's why it's just easy to add it and also easy to remove it all at once. Then give it a final stir, bring it to a simmer and let it simmer on a low heat for around an hour and a half to really ensure the tomatoes are fully cooked and all the aromatics have mixed into a wonderful sauce Espagnole. As you can see, it has been a few hours and the sauce has reduced quite a bit. Yeah, just look at this. The beautiful, rich, thick texture, lovely color. All the tomatoes have softened as well, and all that there is left is the tomato skins. But we're gonna strain those out, so don't worry about those. Now, let's have a little taste beforehand. So good, so rich. Super, super happy with that. But I just wanna add one more thing, and that is a little splash of Madeira, just to give it a bit of a kick. I'm always a big fan of Madeira, and traditionally, classically, it's added as well. Just a splash. And I know if you know Madeira, then you know how it tastes like, and it can really bring it to a higher level. If you don't have it, you could add maybe a touch of cognac, but be careful because cognac is definitely stronger in flavor. Give it a good mix, and then we're gonna strain it. Now, to make the straining a bit easier, what I always do is I use a ladle to either tap the side if you don't want any of the solids in the sauce, but a lot of the solids are already in the sauce. So what I want to do is just take your ladle and gently swirl it around at the bottom, and this will make the whole process a lot easier and also allowing you not to waste a single drop. Now, on its own, Espagnole sauce is already amazing, so it's great to serve with many dishes, but I love to use it as a base for cooking beef cheeks as well. Now, let's just have a little taste with the Madeira. It's gonna be rich, it's gonna be packed with flavor, and texture-wise, it's great as well. I mean, I can show you on the back of the spoon. Just look at that, so good. Let's have a little taste. It's incredible. You can really taste all the layers. Like I said, texture-wise, super good as well, because there is a little film layer forming on your tongue, on your taste buds, so it's allowing you to enjoy it for a couple of seconds. Super, super happy with that result. Now, let's just show it on a white plate as well, because then you can really see how beautiful it is in texture and color. This, for me, is the perfect Espagnole. Watch the entire series on Gronda and start mastering the fundamentals of cooking. Just click the link in the description.